Sagittarius Sun and Rising. Welcome to your July 2022 Astro Update. It's Rena here. So July begins coming from a new moon in your 8th house in the sign of Cancer. And I'm recording this video before that event. That is happening on June 28th. And in the 8th house, what we're talking about is this house of rebirth. It's death and rebirth, and the occult, or you could say metaphysics. Sag rules the next house over, the 9th house, and I don't know if I'm correct about this, but I see the 9th house as more of the mainstream side of spiritual pursuits or organized religion. So they do work in tandem. Looking at the deeply personal, which would be the 8th house, and the water element, the Scorpio element, that is a person's personal alchemy combined with the established schools of thought on the spiritual side of things of the 9th house. And so Sag can really deepen their spiritual practice by delving into 8th house matters for sure. And with the new moon in this area, some of you may be committing to some kind of study of occult. Astrology is put into that 8th house or connected to it. This is also the house of other people's money and money that has to do with debts and taxes and all things of that variety. And so you may have some new developments with that or new actions that you're taking on behalf of that. And so on the 5th of the month, Mars goes into Taurus. And Taurus is the 6th house for a Sagittarius. This is Virgo's domain and is very practical. Mars in the 6th house can really light a fire under you as it pertains to health matters. Maybe now you're going to get on the stick and really commit yourself to improving your health. I always see a physicality with Mars. So it might be really about moving your body first and foremost versus anything else, and getting some kind of exercise regimen going. 6th house is about your the way that you organize your time and also your life as a whole. And so that may become very important and active, and you are driven in that regard. The 6th house is the house of work as a whole, or we could say service to others. So you may be actively looking for a job, perhaps. Maybe you took some time off for whatever reason, and now you're back looking for a full-time position. On the same day, Mercury goes into Cancer. So we've had Mercury in Gemini for quite a while. That has been in your 7th house, and now it's going into your 8th house. When Mercury goes into your 8th house, something to do with the resources of other people may be on your mind. And so this could be family members, this could be a spouse or a soon-to-be ex-spouse. The 7th house is the house of legal affairs, and the 8th house is the house of the money that you share with others or that others possess that, you are affected by. So these things, we're going to have a Mercury retrograde in Gemini later this year, and so this will become highlighted again. So it's very important that you are aware of what is going on with people that you're connected to financially, if at all possible, because there may be something, for some of you who have a probate issue, or if you anticipate that you're going to have one at some point, you would be advised to be on top of your game instead of sticking your head in the sand, because when Mars goes into that, when Mars goes retrograde in that seventh house, it can reignite some kind of legal battle. And having as much documentation as possible can, benefit you. And I would say Mercury in this eighth house can be gathering information and also the documents that pertain to these matters. This can also, Mercury in the eighth can also be you studying metaphysical topics. On the 13th, there's a full moon at 21 degrees of Capricorn. That's going to hit your second house, Sag, and that is awesome because full moons can actually increase your finances. There can be some kind of money that you get that is coming from work that you did in the past. And this is harvest time. And for some of you, if you're leaving your jobs, this could be reflected with this full moon. So that's a possibility as well. Maybe you're retiring or going back to school or something like that. So you're not earning money from a particular source. But yes, I see the full moon as harvest time, a time of abundance. And on the 17th, Venus goes into Cancer, hence that eighth house. This is not too long after that full moon, but this is in the area of other people's money. But Venus is associated with money. Venus rules the second house of earned income. So that could be attracting money from outside sources or getting that payoff that has come from past endeavors in this area. And, the new moon recently having been in this sector. On the 19th, Mercury goes into Leo, and that's friendly for Sag because it's another fire sign. So wait a second here. I'm like, wait a second. How did Mercury? Okay, I was like, okay, how did that happen? So Mercury goes into the ninth house, and Mercury in the ninth, it can be dealing with universities if you are a student or plan to be, or even a professor. There might be some communication with higher institutions of higher learning. This can also be learning a foreign language. And Mercury, the travel to foreign countries, getting your passport ready. All of those can be connected, though, if you're going to be studying abroad, or if you are a traveling professor, then of course that would also be the case where you have to get prepared for a trip. Something with publishing for sure could be involved here. On the 22nd, the sun goes into this sector as well. And, remember, this is Sag's domain. So when the sun goes into your ninth house, it's like the sun is in Sag in a sense. So that should make you feel quite good, Sag. And you are, feeling those themes of Sag, the optimism, the broad-mindedness, the ethical concerns. Those are all front and center themes when the sun is in the house that you rule. On the 28th, we have a new moon at 5 degrees of Leo. So that is going to be in that house. So for some of you who are traveling, this is the gateway period where this may initiate these things. And you just may feel this sense of a lot of positive forward movement. Some of you may be really getting involved in a training, studies that connect with religious or spiritual matters. You know, when there are a lot of transits in a sign that is of the same element as your sun or rising sign, that's going to give you that sense of optimism because, or, you know, you're going to feel more aligned because each element carries certain common traits. And for the fire element, even though Leo is obviously a different sign, it still has that same fire influence, which is creativity, positivity, a sense of autonomy, a sense of wanting to, you know, an independent spirit. And that's going to be true whether you're an Aries, Leo, or Sag. I'm a sun in Sagittarius, so I can totally dig it, and I think that you can too. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that this resonates. If you would like a personal reading, I'm promoting my double readings because they are a great savings to you, and they are comprehensive in terms of, you know, being extended readings. An hour of natal transits, an hour of chart analysis for a special price called my deep dive reading, and then I have one with the chart analysis and the tarot called the whole enchilada. And I have standalone readings. Some people don't care about transits, they just want the chart. Some people don't care about the chart and they want transits. And I got career, life path, love readings. The link is below. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.